So today I thought we'd have a look at the L96. This is the bolt-action sniper rifle that's been included in the China Rising expansion for Battlefield 4, and personally a weapon that I've been really looking forward to using. Just before we kick into the commentary, before you all start asking what music I used in the intro, I'm now going to list that on the 6th line of the description for every video I make. I just look at the comments after every single video that I put up, and there's always somebody asking, what's the music in the intro? What's the music in the outro? So for your convenience, I've now listed the title on the 6th line of the description. That'll be there for every video now. So back to the L96. This thing is one snazzy looking piece of kit. It comes a little bit different to what we found in Battlefield 3. In fact, in Battlefield 3, the L96 was pretty much the worst sniper that you could get in the game, and it was just a chore to unlock as well, so it wasn't really worth your time actually getting that sniper rifle. In Battlefield 4, however, I'm happy to report that it actually feels like it's a sniper rifle that could compete with the rest of them in the class. As I said, in Battlefield 3 wasn't really worth your time. I feel in Battlefield 4, this thing really is worth your time unlocking, and it's actually really fun to use. Now, as we know in Battlefield 4, when you strafe when you're sniping, your bullets now have sort of random bullet deviation, so it's very hard to sort of snipe when you're on the move. So I've kind of adjusted to that now, and I found that obviously moving about, and then when I go to scope in, I obviously stop moving, aim to the head, and then fire my shot and move again. So I'm sort of adjusting to the new sniper mechanics. I've actually got used to the vapor trail as well. I find that now it's a little bit more useful, so I can actually see where my bullet drops on the ground if I don't hit my target. And it means that I don't have to use the zeroing tool, because I'm not really very fond of that. For me in Battlefield 3, I always accustomed to sort of bullet drop and making sure that I counteracted that enough, and I don't feel that zeroing really makes it any easier for me. I've sort of learnt for the last 2 years to cope with bullet drop completely, as I started to snipe more in Battlefield 3 than I did in Bad Company 2. So really in Battlefield 4, I've just sort of stuck to that. It doesn't really change, to be honest. But moving back to the L96, I think this weapon is really quite individual in the Battlefield sort of sniper section, because the L96 is actually the base model that was made by Accuracy International for the British Forces. It was first introduced in 1982, so it's been around for quite some time now. But the L96A1, the precision marksman version of the weapon, this is the base model. It's not like the M40A5, which has a base model of the Remington 700. This thing is as close to the original as you can actually get. The first thing that the L96 has got going for it, and what I think makes it a really good sniper rifle for beginners, is that it's got a large magazine, a 10-round magazine attached to this weapon. So that basically means if you land one bullet on your target but you don't kill him, then you've got plenty of bullets backed up left to obviously fire a couple of more shots and hopefully hit your target again and down the player. It's also really good for experienced snipers as well, because if you've got more bullets in your clip, then if you're good at hitting headshots, that means you can go on an absolute rampage for 10 or 11 bullets before you have to reload. I mean, it's actually got a very fast reload as well. When I say it's got a quick reload, that's when I'm talking about the short reload. Now, we still don't have full stats for this weapon yet, obviously, because the weapons came out before the China Rising expansion pack, so as I've said before, DICE kind of made a little bit of a mix-up there, so we haven't really got any raw stats for this yet, but I've timed the short reload to be around sort of 2.5 seconds, something like that. I think it's around that sort of time, but the long reload is closer to 5 seconds. Now obviously a long reload time like that isn't uncommon for a sniper rifle, but that is at the higher end. Take the Scout Elite for example. That's got the highest fire rate of any of the snipers in the Recon class. That has a long reload time of 4.3 seconds, so that 0.7 seconds actually makes quite a lot of difference. If you've got an enemy coming over the hill and you're trying to reload, they're sort of 100 meters away, you want to get some shots in, chances are they could have taken cover again before you've gone through that long reload animation. So perhaps the best advice I can give you is obviously keep an eye on how many bullets are left in that magazine. Make sure there's one still in the chamber before you do the reload. However, the long reload animation does look pretty cool. You probably see it a couple of times in the video. I've actually noticed all the China Rising weapon unlocks seem to have really nice weapon reload animations, so it looks like DICE worked really hard on those. Now, as you've been watching the gameplay go by, you'll probably have noticed that this thing doesn't pack a massive punch, but it's not weak either, and it's obviously not as fast firing as something like the M40A5 or the Scout Elite, but it's obviously not as slow as something like the M98B, so I think this sniper rifle sits in the middle somewhere, and that's why I think it's really good for beginners. This doesn't take a lot to unlock. First thing, you've got to be rank 10. Second thing, you've got to have access to the China Rising DLC, and of course I do because I pre-ordered the game. And then you need to get 3 sniper rifle ribbons. Now, that's 18 kills with sniper rifles. 1 ribbon equals 6 kills, so just pick your favourite sniper rifle, go get 18 kills. You've done that one. Next up is the harder part. You need to get a kill with a shotgun, a DMR, and C4 all in one round. Now, of course, there are various ways that you can do this. You can use one class for the DMR, one for the shotgun, and then one for C4. But I found if you go to the Recon class, which has C4 equipped anyway, equip a DMR as your primary, use the Shorty 12G shotgun as your secondary, and then obviously equip C4, and then you've got one class there that can get you all of the things in that assignment in one round very easily. Not many people know this actually, but the Shorty 12G shotgun, all the kills that you get with that go towards your total kills with shotguns, not secondaries. Even though it is a secondary that you can equip, it's still a shotgun in terms of what DICE thinks. So any of the kills you're getting with that go towards the shotgun bit. So if you're wondering why you're not unlocking any of the handguns further down the line, you need to switch to a handgun to start racking up secondary kills. So obviously with the Recon class equipped, all you got to do is make that tisk tisk noise at somebody, get them to drop on the floor with your DMR, whack out the shotgun, get a couple of close range shots on somebody, and hopefully you'll drop them, and then sneak up on a tank or a vehicle or something with somebody inside it, C4 it, and you're done. You've unlocked the L96. Now, I mentioned at the start of the video that the L96 for me was definitely worth unlocking, and that was because it's the British sniper rifle. I want to unlock it, I want to play with it because I'm British. But in terms of you guys, if you're more using the M98B or the Intervention, you might take a little bit of time to accustom to this because obviously it's got a lower damage count, but as I said, I think it sits right in the middle of all the sniper rifles in the class. It's fairly well balanced. I think it's pretty scalable, so if you're really good at sniping, you'll find it easy to use, and if you're just starting to snipe or learning how to do it, then again, I think this is a good sniper rifle for you. But anyway, enough of me rambling. That's the end of the video now, guys, so thank you for watching. If you did enjoy it, please do leave a like on the video, and comments are always appreciated. But until next time, my name is Westy, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.
Yeah.